Well, welcome to day 6 here at TorahFamilyLiving.com as we are writing out our daily scriptures. Today we are in Psalm 31, verses 19 through 24. So join me as we read these together. How great is your goodness, which you have laid up for those fearing you, which you have prepared for those taking refuge in you, in the sight of the sons of men. In the secrecy of your presence you shall hide them from the plots of men. You shelter them in a booth from the strife of tongues. Blessed be Yahweh, for he has made marvelous his loving commitment to me in a strong city. And I have said in my haste, I am cut off from before your eyes. Yet you heard the voice of my prayers when I cried out to you. Love Yahweh, all you his lovingly committed ones, for Yahweh guards the trustworthy ones, and exceedingly repays the doer of pride. Be strong, and let him fortify your heart, all you who are waiting for Yahweh. Let me ask you a question. David had this happen here, and it's so relevant for us today. I know it is for me, because I have asked this question more than once, knowing the answer, but I have to ask it anyway because in my present state, I am blinded. And so, God, where are you, is the question. Where is Yahweh? All this is happening in my life. All these stresses are happening in my life. David was running from King Saul, going from cave to cave, and was hiding, and things were being said about him, and all kinds of things, chaos in David's life. And he had a moment here where he says, and I have said in my haste, I am cut off from before your eyes. You don't see me. Where are you? I feel like I'm all alone. He's not the only one. Elijah did the same thing when he comes off Mount Carmel after a great victory that Yahweh had, in which the fire comes down and consumes the altar and consumes the offering that's on it, licks up all the waters. The very rocks are disintegrated. The earth feels the impact of the power and presence of Yah in the fire, accepting this offering before all the people there, and just proclaiming that he and he alone is Elohim. He is the great I am. He is Yahweh God. And yet Elijah comes down off the mountain, and it isn't very much longer that woman, Jezebel, the adversary that is against him, he finds fear in what she says, in her wanting to go and kill him, and all the things that were said against Elijah. And he runs away, goes to a cave and hides in the cave, and is, woe is me, I'm the only one that's left. And Yahweh had to point out to him, no, you're not. See, you're only thinking about yourself. You ran in fear when you didn't need to run in fear. You were taking it upon yourself instead of trusting in me. Just as I was on Mount Carmel with you, I would have been with you in facing your adversary, but you chose to run instead. And this is where the question usually comes from, is when we have taken our eyes off of God. I'm not saying that you run from God. That was Elijah, but we take our eyes off God. David saw all the calamity and the chaos going around him, and so he was in fear and anxiety and the things that were happening. He was fearing for his very life. And often when we get in situation that there's a great fear within us, and so we cry out, God, where are you? Well, he's right there. He's right there. You heard the voice of my prayers, even in this time. You know where I'm at. I may not know where you're at. My eyes may have been taken off of you for a while, but you, lovingly committed one, are looking at those who are lovingly committed to you, that relationship. And he says here, as he's closing out this chapter, he says, look, love Yahweh. This is what our prayer needs to be. Love Yahweh. I love you, Father. I love you, Yeshua. I love you, Holy Spirit. I love what you're doing in and with my life. I don't understand it all. Sometimes it hurts, but I know you discipline those that you love. And I want to be one of those lovingly committed ones to you that's trusting in you. And here's what's exciting in verse 23. We talked earlier about chapter 31 that we need to be the one to guard. what Yah has given to us. Was that 31? No, that was actually in chapter 16 as we were looking at the verses, that we need to guard what Yah has given us. But here's something that's even of greater value, if you will. If you look at it, he's not given us something to do that he doesn't already do. It says here, for Yahweh guards the trustworthy ones. He is guarding us. But there's a caveat here, the trustworthy ones. Those that are going to adhere to and follow through and walk in his word. He can trust us. We constantly are saying, we can trust in Yahweh, but can Yahweh trust in us? Even when we're asking the question, where are you, God? Can we trust? Elijah had a little bit of a problem with that. David had a problem with that. You and I, we have problems with that. But our Father has the ability. Our King Messiah Yeshua has the ability. The Ruach HaKodesh sent to us so that we can know what the Father desires and what the works of the Son are, and reveals that to us through the Word and through utterances. We can have a trustworthiness because of what He is doing for us. Are we doing that? I don't know. But He tells us to be strong and let Him fortify. We can't do anything to fortify. We have to do our part. But He will fortify us and keep us. And notice, He doesn't say outwardly. He doesn't say, I'm going to keep you from any harm. Nothing will ever come bad against you. People are no longer going to talk about you. That may not be true. Those things may still continue. But the place that it matters the most is in the heart. He says in verse 24, be strong and let Him fortify your heart. Let Him bring into your mind and into your being and into your conscious and into your subconscious a rest in Him, because He is committed to those that are lovingly committed to Him. He is lovingly committed to them. And you who are waiting on Yahweh, are you waiting on Yahweh? Are you trusting in Him? Are you allowing Him to fortify your heart? Are you trusting in Him and not the things of the world? Those are some challenging things for us. Well, I thank God for Psalms, and I hope that these words today have encouraged you and been a blessing to you. Blessings.